As humans, we are addicted to story. The Hollywood entertainment industry caters to our thirst for stories by providing us with theatrical films and television shows. We live vicariously through the pleasures and pains of the characters, and in the process, we reflect on our own lives. But historically, there has been a lack of racial and ethnic diversity in film and television, both in front of and behind the camera. This reality has meant limited access to employment for minorities. This was made apparent recently when the Oscar nominations for the 2015 ceremony were announced. The nominees were overwhelmingly Caucasian, and the only movie with a minority cast up for any awards was Selma. This year, 36 million people watched the Academy Awards, and the message it conveyed, however unintentionally, is hard to miss. Certain voices matter more than others. But the real issue lies within the industry as a whole, which is why I will be evaluating Hollywood as whitewashed for underrepresenting minorities in the production, visual, and merit sectors of the industry. The underrepresentation of minorities within the production sector of Hollywood has to do with what goes on behind the camera. These people are responsible for creating and delivering to us the images depicted on screen. The 2014 Hollywood Diversity Report issued by UCLA found that out of 172 top films it examined, only 7.6% were written by minorities, while 12.2% had minority directors. Broadcast television fared even worse, with the majority of shows having minorities directing and writing just 10% or less of its episodes. These percentages are embarrassingly low, but a bigger problem is evident when we look at a similar report done in 1978. We can see these past percents for minorities being employed in production are very close to present-day values. But culturally, we have come a long way from some of the events that created barriers for minorities in our past. So one has to question why minorities still have such low rates of employment in the industry.
My real feeling is that people just don't like new people. They just don't want to try new people. They want to try the same old people, because the same old people deliver for them and they can keep their jobs and there's a security and the sameness. But it's not really helping.
The next sector of Hollywood that underrepresents minorities is the visual aspect of the industry, or film and television. The low amount of minority actors on screen can be made apparent from simply observing the cast of different movie and television trailers. See, oftentimes, actors are restricted to roles where race is a problem.
In the industry, I was getting a little bit cast typed as a gang-related type of role. But then
Ms. Rock said in his op-ed for The Hollywood Reporter that when it comes to casting, minorities are never in the mix. To quote, Hollywood pretty much decides to cast a black guy or they don't. See, minorities don't have the same opportunities as their Caucasian counterparts, because for some reason, there's been a sentiment created in the industry that makes minorities less likely to play the all-American lead doctor or lawyer on screen. This is reflected in the findings from UCLA's diversity report. Minorities claim 10.5% of lead roles in film and only 5.1% in broadcast television. But in a country that is seeing a rapid rise in minority population, why does life portrayed on screen not reflect this reality? One of the most influential sectors of Hollywood has to do with merit, which accounts for award shows such as the Emmy and Academy Awards. Unfortunately, minorities are underrepresented in this sector of the industry as well. Just this past weekend, the Oscars aired, and for only the second time in nearly 2 decades, the 20 acting nominations went to a group of entirely white actors. Prior to this occurring in 2011, we have to go back to 1998 to witness another instance. But a major difference between these years is that as time has progressed, Hollywood has had more minorities to choose from. So why is this still a present-day?
A survey conducted by the Los Angeles Times found Oscar voters are 94% white, 76% male, and the average age 63 years old. Do you think that has anything to do with it?
I think folks see film, see history, see art, see life through their own lens.
If minorities are underrepresented in the panel of award voters, then it only follows that minorities will continue to be underrepresented in the award nominations. There's been a Twitter hashtag surfacing in response to the Oscar nominations, hashtag #OscarsSoWhite. But this controversy is indicative of an even bigger issue. See, there's been an environment created that excludes minorities from certain areas of the industry. This is an issue for our society as a whole, because art is supposed to imitate life. So variety in our media is necessary, because our world is not a homogeneous puddle of white people. Any of the ways we are identified in the world, including culture, should be well represented. For everyone who has dreams of working in the industry, seeing someone succeed that embodies you in your world should fuel ambitions and hope to shape aspirations.